this video about comping, version number 2. That was a wonderful standard called Stella by Starlight, and I was trying out a few chord concepts on that. The first chord in the progression is E minor 7 flat 5, followed by A7, which makes a minor cadence. But for now I'd like to just look at the E minor 7 flat 5 chord. If we want to extend it, we could think of putting in notes like the 9 and the 11. If we go back to our basic E minor 7 flat 5 chord, we can see that it's actually just a G minor triad with E in the bass. So on top of this voicing we could add the 11 or the 9. These sounds are found in Locrian raised second, which is the 6th step of the melodic minor scale. In this case from G minor. Another way of making this half diminished chord more interesting is by substituting the 3rd with the 11th. Good. If we start here, we could move then the D down to C sharp, then we'd have A7 flat 9. These are very important concepts, not jumping around to the most convenient shapes, but using just small movements to get the sounds we need. Good. Moving on now to the C minor chord. That's a chord we've seen quite often, C minor 7 F7. We could think of that as a Dorian Mixolydian sound and use, for example, our 4th chords. The advantage here is that we don't have to think of each chord separately. We just play the 4th chords within the Dorian Mixolydian scale. Another way of making C minor 7 sound interesting is by adding the 9th, which is basically just an E flat major 7 chord and its inversions. Wherever we are, it's important to move to the F7 chord without jumping around too much. So it's very simple. If we played this chord for C minor 9, which is E flat major 7, we just have to change the B flat down to A. Then we have F13 9. The same thing can be done here. And any E flat major voicing for that matter. Another possibility is putting a sharp 11 on the F7 to make it a Mixolydian sharp 11 sound with a B. So that would put us in C melodic minor. Also a very good sound for this part of the tune. C melodic minor. Has chords like C minor major 7 and E flat major 7 sharp 5 and their inversions. All for F7 sharp 11. Now we have a 2-5-1, F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7. So this is one of the most common progressions in jazz. We've looked at ways of putting 9s in by using relative chords. Let's look at F minor 9. That's actually just A flat major 7. And remember, the shortest way to the B flat 7 chord is just to change the E flat to a D. Then we have the 3rd. We could also put more tension in the chord by putting a flat 9 in. This top note is also an interesting note. That's the 13th. Dominant 7, flat 9, 13 comes from a scale called dominant diminished, which we'll be talking about in a future video. Another color that's available to us in that scale is the sharp 11. F minor 9, B flat 7, flat 9, 13, sharp 11. Dominant diminished. No matter where we play our A flat major 7 chord, we can have that short movement down to the D. Here's another A flat major 7. Now I have B flat 7, 9, 13, or flat 9. If these shapes become too awkward, there's always an easy solution. Just leave one of the notes out. For example, the bottom note. Then we have this. F minor, B flat 7, flat 9, 13. Sometimes less is more. Good, now we get to the E flat major chord, and that's, of course, the standard voicings, root position, or G minor 7 as parallel. Also, the root position of G minor 7 is interesting. Moving on now, we get to a A flat 7 chord, and that's got a sharp 11, so it's a mixo sharp 11 chord. To get that, we can just change one note in our G minor 7 voicing. Now it becomes G flat major 7 sharp 5. Thinking back, A flat mixolydian sharp 11 is E flat melodic minor. And the third degree of that is G flat major 7 sharp 5. In this case, we get the flat 7, the 9, the sharp 11, and the 13. We could also just play E flat minor major 7. Then we just get A flat 7, 9, sharp 11. Or reduce the shape just to 3 notes. So we'd have E flat major, A flat 7, sharp 11. Now we get a B flat chord, the tonic major. Tonic major chords can have 9s, which we get by adding D minor 7 as an upper structure.